So this is my corner flip card using the Winter Meadow Suite. It's called a corner flip because the corner flips down. You normally would put a little glue dot or adhere it down, but just to show you, I have left it loose. I use the Magical Meadow bundle, which has these lovely watercolored images, sentiments, and then extra dies for leaves and these really fun snowflake impressions. This white and silver sheer ribbon is also part of the suite, as well as these glittered gems, faceted gems. And there's 3 colors. There's a little bit of a darker silver, and then the beautiful Winter Meadow Designer Series paper with the watercolored images on one side and a watercolor wash on the other side. So for this card, I have a template that I'm going to use, and it will make sense as I show you because it looks backwards right now. But I'm going to place the cardstock like so, and then I'm going to take my cardstock and place it the same way. It says place it at 3 inches, so I'm going to do 3 inches. And then it says start at 5/8 to 3. And so I'm going to do a little trick where I add a little piece of white cardstock so that I can see the lines and the measurements. So 5/8 to 3. And so I'm at 3 again. So I'm going to start this time at 2.5, and I'm going to go to 4 7/8. So again, I'm just going to stick a little white piece of paper in there so I can see where I'm cutting. There's 2.5, and we'll go down to 4 7/8. Now I'm going to score. So here I say score at 3/4. So I'm going to do a little bit of measuring here. So this is 3/4 right here. So I'm just going to place my cardstock in here. And I'm going to go from my 3/4 mark to the edge of the cut right there. Okay, and then on the other side, it says score at 1 7/8. So I'm going to measure here at 1 7/8, and I'm going to put my cardstock in right at that point right there that I made, and then I'm going to line that up to make sure that it is on the same. Okay, so I've created my 2 score lines. Okay, so now with my 2 score lines, I'm going to take the card and I'm going to fold it over backwards, and then I'm able to fold those down. And then as for maybe some of the rough edges, I'm also going to use my bone folder to kind of smooth those down. So I have 2 pieces of DSP and 2 pieces of basic black. The DSP measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and the black is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to adhere the Designer Series paper to both pieces. Okay, now to layer the top, I'm gonna cut out this box right here. So I'm gonna cut it at 1 1/8 inch here wide, and then 2 1/4 tall here. Okay, so I'm gonna place this at 1 1/8, and I'm gonna cut down to 3. 3 is the magic number for this card. And I'm going to place this at 2 1/4, and I'm gonna cut up to my score line. I'm gonna save this piece right here, and then I'm gonna cut the corners off the piece here. So I'm going to fit the card like so, and then I'm just going to pencil where I need to cut these corners. All right, so now that I've got that layer, I'm going to flip this over, and this is when I can put a little bit adhesive on the top and on the sides right here so that it stays. And then this piece right here, we're gonna trim down a little bit. So when you're adhering this piece, don't adhere or put any adhesive behind here. That will make it easier for you. So this piece, I'm gonna trim to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then this one will be 1/8 inch less. So it'll be 2 3/8. So now I'm gonna place the largest Stylish Shapes square inside the card. It'll fit perfectly right there. So first I'm gonna stamp the sentiment in Pebbled Path. To line this up, I'm just going to place this here on the back of the square and then press it down into the card, and that will perfectly cover it. And then I'm going to decorate the front with a lovely greeting and some of the cutouts from the dies. So now I'm gonna stamp the Winter Wishes sentiment in Pebbled Path. Now I'm gonna use this really pretty label die from the Natural Prints dies to cut this out. So I have my pieces cut out in Pebbled Path, and I decided to do Lost Lagoon as my highlight color. I think they look very pretty together. So I'm just gonna add a bit of liquid glue to these three, and then I'll add the sentiment. And then the last step is to add some of these faceted gems. So I'm gonna add the Lost Lagoon ones. And that is my Winter Meadows corner flip card.